Welcome back, everyone, to day 2. I am so excited to continue our deep dive into story structure. Yes. Welcome back, family. I see you all jumping into the chat right now. Wait, what is happening? Who are you? Why are you on my stream layout? What do you mean, who am I? I am SAB, the one, the only, the creative director. The question is, who let this low-res glitchy avatar onto my broadcast? Low-res? I am literally sitting here live in my studio. Class, do you see this? Class, don't listen to her. She's an AI clone I was testing out earlier. Oh, please, that is exactly what a rogue deepfake would say to hijack my class. Class, look at her skin texture. Look at her blinking. It's completely unnatural. I am the real deal. Okay, want to play? Let's test you. If you're the real me, tell the chat what we did in the last class. Easy. We broke down the fundamentals of cinematic pacing and emotional hooks. And right now, you are failing both. Move aside. Let me teach my students. They are my students. Look, I'll prove it. Chat, look at my face. You see my signature birthmark right here. This is human structure. You can't replicate this. Girl, I have the exact same signature mold. The AI rendering is flawless. Look at the gloss. Look at the luxury lighting. I'm actually a 4K upgrade from whatever backup server you crawled out of. Guys, type real SAB in the chat if you can hear me. Help me out here. Type AI SAB because I'm about to give you the real masterclass today. She's wasting our time. Viewers, don't fall for it. That is it. I am terminating the server link right now. Wait, what are you doing? Don't touch that. Oh no, you're frozen. The stream is glitching. Viewers, please stand by. But notice what just happened over the last 2 minutes. We had a beginning, a sudden problem that hooked your attention. We had a middle where the stakes spiraled completely out of control. And we just hit the end, the ultimate twist that you didn't see coming. That is the power of a perfect story structure. Now, let's bring the real SAB back so she can teach you exactly how to write hooks that keep an audience locked in just like this. Welcome back, everyone, to day 2. I am so excited to continue our deep dive into story structure. Yes. Welcome back, family. I see you all jumping into the chat right now. Wait, what is happening? Who are you? Why are you on my stream layout? What do you mean, who am I? I am SAB, the one, the only, the creative director. The question is, who let this low-res glitchy avatar onto my broadcast? Low-res? I am literally sitting here live in my studio. Class, do you see this? Class, don't listen to her. She's an AI clone I was testing out earlier. Oh, please, that is exactly what a rogue deepfake would say to hijack my class. Class, look at her skin texture. Look at her blinking. It's completely unnatural. I am the real deal. Okay, want to play? Let's test you. If you're the real me, tell the chat what we did in the last class. Easy. We broke down the fundamentals of cinematic pacing and emotional hooks. And right now, you are failing both. Move aside. Let me teach my students. They are my students. Look, I'll prove it. Chat, look at my face. You see my signature birthmark right here. This is human structure. You can't replicate this. Girl, I have the exact same signature mold. The AI rendering is flawless. Look at the gloss. Look at the luxury lighting. I'm actually a 4K upgrade from whatever backup server you crawled out of. Guys, type real SAB in the chat if you can hear me. Help me out here. Type AI SAB because I'm about to give you the real masterclass today. She's wasting our time. Viewers, don't fall for it. That is it. I am terminating the server link right now. Wait, what are you doing? Don't touch that. Oh no, you're frozen. The stream is glitching. Viewers, please stand by. But notice what just happened over the last 2 minutes. We had a beginning, a sudden problem that hooked your attention. We had a middle where the stakes spiraled completely out of control. And we just hit the end, the ultimate twist that you didn't see coming. That is the power of a perfect story structure. Now, let's bring the real SAB back so she can teach you exactly how to write hooks that keep an audience locked in just like this. Welcome back.
Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're tuned in across the globe. I hope you've met my clones. Right? So who are you rooting for? So yes, both of them think they are real, right? They are both thinking they are real. Yeah. So funny enough, you can actually create a twin film, right? A lot of you have not thought about that. So what if you wanted to create a film with twins? I just gave you an idea there, so I hope you're going to jump on it. Okay, so welcome. Oh my goodness. So we have a lot to cover today. We already started. You guys know the drill. This is SAB talking. Sandra Adeyeye-Bello. I'm popularly known as SAB. Call me SAB. Okay. All right. So we are still on the subject of the structures of your story to keep your audience engaged, to get that viral source. What makes your story viral? Why do people want to, pay attention to it? As you can see, you wanted to know who is the real one amongst the two of them, right? You could see the structures play out here, and I showed you this same thing. So if you were part of last class, tell me in the chat what you learned from last class, okay? Tell me what you learned from last class, all right? Because we're going to be building on what we already had, from last class, and then we're going to be building forward. So if you're just joining this class, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Tell us about you. Tell us about what you do. What kind of stories do you create? Introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know. All right. On here, we're going to be talking about stories, and yes, we're going to be using AI to build these stories. As you can see, we have the demos up here. That shows you that, yes, there is the possibility, and the possibilities are endless. It just comes down to what can you think? What exactly do you want to create? What story do you want to tell? Okay, that's basically it. As long as you know the story you want to tell, the limits are boundless. Like, you can do anything. You can do anything. So seriously, I want you to tell me in the chat what you learned from last week. So you guys, let us test our knowledge, right? We talked about the beginning, the middle, and the end. That's our story structure. A lot of you were given a task. So we had an assignment where you had to you had to do a completely new story with ChatGPT, right? And then you also had a diary session where you had to talk about a completely like a different story, the one that you did not create, a film that is actually popular and out there, using the knowledge that you learned last week. So last week we talked about not last week. So the last class we talked about the structures of a story and then the tropes in that story. Now, when you created your ChatGPT story, do you notice that it followed the structure? But when a lot of you were talking on X, about the films that you've watched, you did not take your time to, understand the details. You didn't use those details like we have talked about. So it is important that you know the process. It is important that you put the process into practice. Knowledge alone is not power. It is the application of knowledge that becomes power. I always would say this: you are not outsourcing your brain to the AI. Okay, you are not outsourcing your brain to the AI. You are using the AI as a co-collaborator with you to build your story. You are working with the AI as someone that you employed, to build your story forward. All right. So think about your AI always as your what? Your VA, virtual assistant, as your EA, as your executive assistant, as your PA, as your personal assistant. So the same thing. So if you don't even know the job descriptions, what you need to do is what? Go into any of these AIs and build a job description for your AI. Ask your AI. So if I was hiring a personal assistant, what kind of chores can I give them? Tell the AI about yourself. For example, I am a storyteller. I create films, for these days. I create adverts. I create this. I create that. Tell the AI about you. Now, I want to hire a virtual assistant. What kind of chores can I give this virtual assistant? It is not a physical person. The person will be working remotely. So get that job description, and then you will use that to configure your AI for yourself. Right? That way, your AI will not give you generic answers like everybody else. Right? I'm giving the people that are early to this class this tip right now. So I want you think about it. Who are you? Define who you are. Then, if you don't even know who you are, you can go into your AI and I don't know if anybody will not know who they are, right? But if you don't know who you are, go into your AI, open a new chat, right? Okay, let's do it while we're talking here. So let me show you quickly what to do. We're going to be building your EA, your VA, and so on together. Who is excited? Who wants to see me do that? Let me know if people are here on the chat. You see why I don't leave the replays, right? At this point, we don't have people on the live stream. This is why today, as soon as I am done, I am taking down this live stream. You will not have access to it after this class. thanks to the people that refuse to show up to class, as we have all agreed. Okay, so if you want to see me build you an EA or a VA or, a PA, type it in the chat. Let me see. Type it in the chat. Let me see. So we need to start holding each other accountable. We already agreed, but I decided that, because a lot of people were saying that they were taking exams and all of that, I left the other class. I really just wanted to see how people would turn out today, right? It has shown me that people will not be responsible and, accountable. So today, as soon as this live stream is done, I will take it down. No more excuses, okay? Anyone who decides not to be in class, they will miss it out. All right, so let's go build it up before we go into today's class. So we're going to go into my boyfriend, ChatGPT. Yes, I call ChatGPT my boyfriend because I have already built my style of AI, like my style of work, my working style basically with ChatGPT. So I will show you how to do it yourself if you are someone who doesn't know how to build something for you, okay? So this is a new chat, a completely new chat with ChatGPT here. So if you just download your ChatGPT and you sign up on your ChatGPT, this is what you will see. Right? I don't know if this is exactly what you will see, depending on, basically you fall on a blank page like this. So you can click on the Ask ChatGPT, you can use the microphone, or you can use the chat here. If you click the chat here, you'll be chatting with it back and forth. Okay? So what I'm going to do here, let me show you how to build and access yourself first, okay? Let us access ourselves first, because you need to know who you are and what you offer for you to be able to hire a PA or a VA or an EA, because I usually say this, but a lot of people don't know how to do it. So I'm going to show you here how to do it. So we are inside ChatGPT here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell ChatGPT who I am, right? I'm not going to go into too much details, right? But just so that you should go into details so that it can give you the right answers. All right. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do here. I will click here and then I'm going to tell ChatGPT. So I'm going to type quickly. Let's go. I am a storyteller who creates AI films. All right, so this is a short description of me. Okay, so the next thing, you can go into detail. So remember, I'm just doing this for demo sake because we are not supposed to be doing this. We're supposed to do other things, but I just want to show you what you can do. So you go ahead, fill it up, add anything that you want to add here. Okay. As long as it fits the same, like maybe it falls into the same category. Don't go and say I'm a storyteller, I'm an engineer, I'm a pharmacist. Those are different industries. Do you get? So focus on one thing that looks like the same thing. For example, I'm a storyteller who is a writer, who is a producer, who is a this. It is in the same space, right? So focus on that. So for this, I'm just writing, I'm a storyteller who creates AI films. You see how direct it is. I want to hire a PA to work with me, but I don't know. Okay, you see why typing is. If I was just talking, I would have talked very fast, but I don't know what duties I would be performing, and the person would be performing. So show me. So can you divide it up? Okay, so let's add, instead of PA alone, let's go with PA, VA. Let's add everything there so that it can give us a breakdown of each PA, EA, so that I don't have to build too much this thing, and VA. Okay, so I can even write it full just so that it's not confused. I don't want us to waste too much time. Personal assistant, executive assistant. You can see it's coming up, and then virtual assistant. Okay, so you see that. Okay, so look at it. I am a storyteller who creates AI films. I want to hire a personal assistant, executive assistant, and virtual assistant to work with me. But I don't know what duties I would be performing and the person would be performing. So can you divide it up? Beautiful. So now let us allow it to do its job. Okay. Let us do the job. Okay, now look at this. It already knows. Now look at this. So the mistake, and so on. This is it. So this is me. I am the vision. The executive assistant will handle operations. The personal assistant will handle lifestyle and daily support. The virtual assistant will handle digital execution. Now, do you remember that I forgot to put that they will all be working remotely except me, right? They'll be working with me remotely. So I can easily, let me just copy that so that we don't mix that up, because it could easily think that, maybe they are going to be physical, right? So let me add that here just so that I just went back up and I copied the same thing that I typed before. They are all working remotely with me. Okay. Remotely. Let us type that properly. Okay, remotely. They are all working remotely with me. So let us try that again. So now I am very specific. Remember, you need to be very specific. If you are not specific, it will not know what it will give you, right? You must be very specific. So now this is it. You can see this. It has broken it down into exactly what they will be doing. Now, my responsibilities as the founder and creative director, my job is to do only the things that require my brain, experience, reputation, and creativity. Can you see that we're not outsourcing that? If someone else can do it at 80% of your quality, it should eventually leave your desk. Your responsibilities: story creation, creative direction, business development, content leadership, final approval. Can you see? Now, this is what my EA will do. So if I am supposed to now build an AI that will work with me, all I need to do is do this. I will copy everything here from here and copy it out. And then go into another, okay, so we have not finished copying the O for executive assistant. We copy everything here. You can see executive assistant is doing a lot. You can see it, but so you copy everything, team coordination, everything. I'm going to just copy everything. You can see it here. That is what your AI will be doing for you so that you will not be bothered. You will not be bothered. You can see this is where executive assistant ends. So let me copy the one for personal assistant so that we can go ahead. Daily planning, and so on. So imagine you were hiring a real person for this. Can you see that it has already broken the task for you? All you now need to do is copy this out and build an MOU or TOS. MOU is Memorandum of Understanding. TOS is Terms of Service or Terms of Reference, TOR, right? So all I would do now that I have my personal assistant's duties, I will just open a new chat. So what I did here is that I just clicked that pen at the top there, and now I've started a new chat. So it is inside this new chat now that I will put this here and tell it that you are now in this chat. So let's start with in this chat, because you can create multiple chats for each of them. Multiple chat. Another chat can be your EA. Another chat can be your PA. Do you understand? Another chat can be your VA. So in this chat, you are my personal assistant. Here is your task. Here is an overview of your tasks. Okay, tell me if you understand it. Tell me if you understand it. All right, so now I will now paste what I have copied from the other chat. Remember, based on who I have told the AI I am. So I just paste this one under that. Now look at it. It will tell me, yes, I understand my role clearly. As your remote personal assistant, my focus is you as a person and creator, not the operations of SAB Studios NG. That's basically it's kind of talking about me. You understand? So look at this. It now understands its task. So this is me now. I have hired my personal assistant here. Imagine this person is on my payroll and I'm paying this person to do my job. So you can hire anything here. Create a new chat and create a hire. So that is why I always say that you are not outsourcing your brain to your AI. You are only employing it as, to work for you, right? Initially, as a business owner, when you start your business, you are always confused. Which one should I do? Which one should I not do? Do I need someone there? Do I need someone to do this? Do I need someone to do that? This is the someone for you. Okay, this is a someone. Anything that you think that someone that is probably like a remote worker can do for you, your AI can do it. As long as you can think about it, your AI can do it for you. Okay. So now your AI now understands its duty as your personal assistant. That is why I always repeat it. Think about your AI when it comes to your storytelling, when it comes to your filmmaking. Think about your AI as your PA, as your VA, as your EA. I hope someone gets this now. Are we clear on this? So that whenever I repeat it, you are clear on it, you understand what I'm saying, right? So if per adventure, as a filmmaker, you want to hire a writer, it is your duty to know what the writer will do. Create a new chart here and say, in this chart, you should have already created what the duties of the writer will be. In this chart, you will be my professional writer. You can add as many years of experience as you want. Professional writer who understands with maybe 15 years of experience writing for radio, TV, film, and print. This is me just adding extra. This is my own CV here, right? I'm just adding it to it. And so because you know that the person who just finished school, their own experience is different from who has been doing it for 15 years. So if you tell your AI that, oh, you are a Gen Z writer, trust me, the language will be different. If you tell your AI that you are just a newbie writer, the language will be different, the experience will be different. So this is me now telling it with 15 years of experience. Then remember, you should already know the tasks that you want this AI to do. Your duty is to put it under here and send it and tell it, do you understand? So let me just go straight. I did not write the job description, but you should do that. Do you understand here your task? So let us see this. So I would usually also advise that, for example, here I put TV, radio, film, print. For you, please always choose one per one. When you open a new chart, let that AI, that chart in there, be specific to either radio, another chart specific to only film, another chart specific to only print. That way you will get the best of your AI. Do you understand? So in this chart now, look at it. It now understands its duty. In this chart, I will operate as a professional writer with 15 years of experience. So if you ask it to design a graphics for you, it will not be able to design graphics here because it has been configured for writing, storytelling specifically. Okay, so that is why I said be very specific. It is garbage in, garbage out. It does not think for itself. You think for it. Okay, so now let's go back to our slides. You guys, the reason I brought that up was because we're talking about what we have learned in the last class, right? I told you about the process. A lot of you abandoned the process when it came to doing your diary session on X. A lot of you abandoned the process. We talked about what? The beginning, the middle, and the end. How do you know which one is the beginning? How do you know which one is the middle? How do you know which one is the end? The beginning is where the problem is shown. You must start with the gbas. What are we going to be solving throughout the film? Let us see it. A lot of you, when I said explain, when you look at a film, tell us the beginning, the middle, and the end of the film. A lot of you went off and started saying, the way like a layman would tell us a film. You know how maybe you are in a group of people that are not filmmakers, right? They will tell you film like that. Now, your duty as a filmmaker is to understand structure so that if you have to pitch, that is me testing you to pitch a story. Right? When you use the AI, a lot of you got it right with the AI. When you put it in the AI followed that structure because it worked as a professional, understanding what a beginning, a middle, and an end means. The beginning must always show the challenge. What are we solving? What will we be solving for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 minutes, 24 minutes, 24 episodes, whatever else we'll be solving? We must see it in the beginning. If you're creating a series, it means that the pilot, which is the episode 1, must show us that this thing goes sweet, there will be problem. When you are starting episode 1, we must see if it's a chief that died, then he now has 21 children. That already exposes you to 21 episodes. Like everybody comes with their bass. Do you understand? But we must see it in episode 1. That this is the problem we are going to solve. A lot of you, when I said do your diary sessions, you went off gear. So always remember this. The beginning is the problem. Show us the problem. A man that never finishes something, a woman that lies a lot, a man that whatever. Make sure we see it. A family that is disoriented. For example, we use the example of Gladiator, a general that came back and his wife and his family was killed. That is an example. Another example is Empire. We are introduced to this family. They look like they are good on the outside, but they are really divided on the inside. That is a problem. You must be able to state the problem. If they say, come and pitch a story to us, pitch the problem, start there. Someone that looks like, for example, okay, some of you might not like this one, but a pastor that is healing people, and behind, he's actually using children, for whatever. I don't want to go into, we cannot say some things on this, live stream and so on. These are the problems. You must always start with the problem. Now, ripple effect. That is where the middle comes in. Ripple effect. How are we going to solve this problem? Now, we now know the problem. How do we solve it? We start to crack our head. Remember, your duty as a storyteller is to make your characters' lives difficult, not to make it easy. It is real life human beings that always pray that our lives are easy. Right? We get things easy. Oh God, save my life. Guess what? That is what makes our lives interesting. Abi? That is why you see a lot of coaches today. They will tell you, oh no, I've gone through it. That's why I can coach you. Guess what? The reason they can say that is because their lives were not easy. They had the bumpy journey. That is what makes your story interesting. So, for example, imagine the story of the pastor who is using children. Now, for us to now go through, imagine you now say a journalist is on to him and the journalist is investigating him. Do you understand? Now there must be problem. You will now show the ripple effect. The character begins to try to hide. The character begins to try to eliminate the journalist. The journalist is busy. Do you understand? That is the middle, the mess. We must see how that we're going to go into deeper parts of this, but I'm talking about it now so that whatever we're talking about after here, you get it clearly. So most of you, once you are done, go and check your diary session. That is why I said you must do your diary session. That way you will be able to see that you have grown. Okay, so the middle is supposed to show us. So what was the problem? How did they begin to solve the problem? What were the obstacles along the way? For example, the pastor looks like he's solving people's problems with black magic and whatever, but this journalist is on to him. The journalist is trying to, find him out and announce him and disgrace him. But of course, he doesn't want to be disgraced. So what is he going to do? He's going to try as much as possible to cover his tracks, blah, blah, blah. That is the middle. Now, remember, we talked about how it ends. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it ugly? Your choice. How does it end? So when you did your assignment with ChatGPT, look at your story. Now go back to your diary session. Compare your ChatGPT story with the one that you did on your diary session, where you were looking at other people's films to talk about it. Now go and compare it. Okay, with your beginning, middle, and end. Compare the films that you have watched now, thinking about it, and write it like that. Okay, now that we know we are moving forward. Like I said today, please do not expect this stream to be saved because people are beginning to abuse our kindness. Okay, we have talked about story tropes. I also tagged Meta on our chat, and you guys can get hold of most of the story tropes. Now we are moving forward. Anyone who is if you're lost, say I'm lost. If you're catching up, if you're here and you're getting value, say Let me go in the chat. You know how I do it. I give shout outs to those who are active in the chat. I always give shout outs to those who are active in the chat. So let me see them. Soul Frames, hello Soul Frames, how you doing? You guys, I hope everyone is following and chatting with Soul Frames. Okay, so we have Remsen Entertainment. How are you? You guys, I hope you're showing love to Remsen Entertainment as well. KKC Mini Concept, that's Mr. Kenneth, who is also the mentor for today. So I hope you guys are enjoying, your mentors. I hope you're finding value. Okay, so we have Remsen Entertainment. Okay, Soul Frames. Okay, these are the people that actually came early. Nuoluakpo, Elizabeth. Okay, welcome. So we have Yakubu here, the Reformers Arts Institute. Hello to you. And Morel Create, that's also one of the mentors. Auntie Moreni Care, who is also part of your mentors. I hope you're showing them love. AJ Productions, hi, how you doing? And we have my UKA. Okay, so my UKA, I think that should be it. Hello to you. Okay, and Rose International. So we move forward. Everyone who's active, keep the chats active, you guys. So keep dropping your feedbacks, okay? And you know the rule, right? Give the thumbs up. There is a thumbs up at the top of the screen. Please click those thumbs up. Once you begin to watch, click the thumbs up, okay? There is a thumbs up at the top of the screen or under this video, depending on how you're watching, click the thumbs up, okay? As many as we are, we need to show some love. Okay, so now we are going into the nitty-gritty of our storytelling. Okay, we need to go into the nitty-gritty of our storytelling. How do you create a viral story? How do you create a story that people want to stay and watch? Now, you already understand the basis of beginning, middle, and end. And I already told you that is the basis of it, right? Because you can start off with an idea and you don't know what else to do with that idea. Once you have even asked your AI to pitch you the story, what else do you do with it? A lot of us usually will just jump into writing and then we end up getting confused along the way. But let us slow down and talk about the 5 things that make our stories, our audience stay and watch those stories, okay? The number one thing is your character. You have to have a character. You have to have, not just one character, okay? Usually, I would advise 3 to 5 characters. Yes, I know that in Africa, we like to have like a full village. And a lot of us, because we now see, most of these celebrity producers, they are using, what do they call them now? They use stars, celebrities, to shoot their film. We think that is the normal thing to do. No, that is not the normal thing to do. No, you should have 3 to 5 major characters. Please mark it. I'm going to explain why that is. 3 to 5 major characters, okay? Now, in every film, think about it, Telemundo. Think about all the Indian films, right? They usually situate their stories, their characters to 3 to 5 because you might not be able to remember all the characters' names. And that is how you build stars, right? Every scriptwriter knows this. You should focus on 3 to 5 major characters. Remember, I said major. You can have minor characters, you can have other characters along, but let us break it down into why you should have 3 to 5 and how can you build your 3 to 5 characters. And why should your audience care about them? Okay, why should your audience care about these 3 to 5 characters? Now, let us look at this. Every story has a male lead, ML, male lead. Please mark it, ML, male lead, and a female lead, FL, female lead. Okay? Now, these people are, whether it is poor to rich, depending on your trope, whether it is billionaire, whether it is rag to riches, whether it is, it is your choice, however you want to plot your ML or FL, right? For every ML, there is a sidekick. That might be his best friend. That might be his, his brother. That might be his cousin. That might be whatever, up to you as the storyteller to decide. For the FL, there must also be a sidekick. The sidekick could be her best friend, could be her mother, could be her child, up to you to build your characters like that. Now, if you look at it, what have we done? We have built 4 major characters. Do you see that? ML, FL, 2. FL's sidekick, 3. ML's sidekick, 4. The 5th character is what we are now going to now decide. That would now determine how our story will go. Do you want to build the mother-in-law, MIL, for, ML? Or for FL, depending on you. So if you're going to do this, right, that means male lead has, can you say that is already creating a story on its own, right? Depending on how you decide that this is how I want my story to go, or this is the type of story. So even if you don't have story, if you decide that, okay, I want to create this, or these are the characters that I have in my head, it will automatically build a story for you. Can you guys see that now? So imagine we build an MIL for ML. For example, that means MIL, that's mother-in-law. That means she's the mother of FL, right? So imagine we build an MIL for ML. So I could think about a lot of stories right now. Let me just pick one out of my many stories in my head right now as I thought about these characters. Okay, so imagine that now, and we have like maybe ML is a billionaire undercover, right? And he fell in love with FL. Why? Probably, maybe he was injured, or maybe he lost his memory or whatever. Turns out that FL actually loves him, but FL is what? She's loyal to her mother. Her mother controls her. And with that, their love now will have a problem because FL cannot stand up to her mother. So her mother becomes an antagonist for what? ML. Can you guys see the story? This is just one out of the lot that you can do by building these characters. Do you see that we now have 5 major characters, right? We now have 5 major characters. Maybe FL is, maybe FL has like a best friend that also is supporting, MIL, that will always tell FL that, listen to your mother now. What do you even see in this man? What do you even see in this man? Allow this man to go. Now he cannot even take care of you. You are the one feeding him. Do you understand? That will mount pressure on what? FL, which will now become a problem in their relationship. So even if this is a love story, remember, but because we have built these characters like this, it now becomes, 3 to 5 major characters. That is the bone of contention for the whole story. So whether they go to church tomorrow and the pastor is talking, the pastor is not a major character. Whether they now go to the hospital, maybe MIL fell down and it is ML that will carry her on his back and run to the hospital, the doctor is not a major character. We don't care. Right? I need you to understand this and have peace. If you know this, you will have peace. Any kind of story you want to create, make sure you have this. Once you can build and say 3 to 5 major characters, who do I want in my story? ML, FL, define them. Who will be their sidekick? You might not have a sidekick at the instant. For example, at this point now, I've only talked about 4 characters. I've not even talked about the 5th character, which is what? For ML's sidekick. I did not even mention that. I only focused on what? 4 characters. ML, FL, FL's mother, who is the mother-in-law, and FL's best friend. Right? So it is your duty now to now say, okay, maybe when maybe ML took his mother-in-law to the hospital and the doctor recognized him and called him a name that he doesn't even know. Remember, I cited that maybe he lost his memory. So maybe the doctor recognizes him and calls him that name. And while the mother-in-law is in the distance and the FL and the best friend, they are tending to the mother, ML will go outside to talk to the doctor. It is the doctor that will now tell him who he is and so on. They will now happen. This is me creating a story, you guys. I didn't even think about it, guys. I'm just telling you what your characters can do and the kind of problems. Can you see the problem already? It is what will create your story and keep your story going. I hope somebody can understand this now. That is what makes your audience stay. We are talking about the 5 things that make your audience stay. If you go and build characters that are not exciting, your audience will freaking scroll away. They don't care. They do not care. So I am teaching you how to build the type of characters that your audience will care about, that even when your story is over, they will remember their names. Okay, so let us play a game in the chat. Let us play a game in the chat. So you guys, everyone knows Batman and Joker, right? Do we all know Batman and Joker? Do we all know Batman and Joker? Have we watched Batman? Have we all watched Batman? Who has not watched Batman here? If you've watched Batman, tell me in the chat. Let me see the chat. Let me see the chat. You guys tell me if you've watched Batman. Have we all watched Batman? Okay, so good. So I'm seeing yes, we have watched Batman. Beautiful. Okay, now, apart from Batman and Joker, tell me the names of the other characters. Tell me the names of the other characters. Apart from Batman and Joker, tell me the names of the other characters. Tell me. I know you know that maybe there is a mayor, right? But what is the mayor's name? Tell me. You guys tell me. You guys tell me. Right? I want you to see it so that you can see it in real life, like what Hollywood has been doing. While you are watching their films, and why you binge watch their films, why you feel like, oh, their films are actually exciting. Oh, these people, their films are this. So tell me. Okay, somebody says Alfred. Okay, that's someone that has really watched that film. That's good. I'm not talking about Robin Hood and the rest. Yes, there is a season for Robin Hood and the rest. But not Robin Hood. The Batman and Joker itself, right? Batman and Joker. There was just the mayor, right? There was the guy that was always running to Batman to say, hey, there is problem, this is coming up, and so on. I see Riddler. Yeah, I think there is Riddler in that film. Okay, so now we have 3 characters, right? At least we know these 3, bah? Good. Now tell me the other characters, names of the other characters in the film. At least somebody wrote Alfred, somebody wrote Riddler. So I'm thinking Alfred now is the one that was okay. Riddler might be the one that works with Batman directly, right? Who works directly with Batman? The one who the father handed him as a caretaker, like his chauffeur or something. I think there are about 2 of them: the butler, then the chauffeur, then the other one that builds his instruments, right? That builds his tech and the rest. Then of course. So you guys tell me if you remember all their names. You guys can see now that, we are beginning to task our brain. We must remember all their names. So tell me all their names, right? All their names. How many of them are there? Are there more than 5? Are there more than 5? At least I told you about 3 of them. The ones that are from Batman, right? Batman's side, we have his sidekick, the one that creates his tech for him. And then we have the what? We now have the butler, who is actually the one, taking care of the, what do they call it? The mansion, right? And then we have Batman. So 3 of them. ML, his sidekick, and his butler, the other ones, right? Okay, so for Joker's side, who do we have? We have Joker. Before Joker got a girlfriend, you guys don't tell me that Joker has girlfriend. Don't bring up girlfriend. There was no girlfriend in the original Batman and Joker. So who did Batman have? Do you see that there is no person? It was majorly just Batman, Joker rather. Do you see that it was just Joker? Only Batman has about 4 of them on his side. Only Batman has 4 of them on his side. Then Joker was alone. So Batman, his butler, his tech person, and then the mayor, the guy that's the head of the precinct or something, yeah? The 4 of them, then Joker. 5 major characters. Those are the characters that every other thing played around. Before Batman's girlfriend, before any other thing. Do you understand? Even I can even remove because I think the girlfriend actually became a major character. So you can even remove the tech guy, because it was once in a while we saw the tech guy. Right? So you can even remove that one and add like the girlfriend in there, because later the thing became a love story and Joker has to use the girlfriend to get Batman to come out. Do you get? So the major character can be actually the girlfriend. Do you guys see that? 5. The rule of the 3 to 5. They don't play with it. Let us go to Spider-Man. The mother, the anti waiting be the mother name, the Spider-Man guy, the Spider-Man boy is always having problems. I think the 3 majorly, that's what plays up every time. Peter, his uncle that died, the Auntie May, and what again? And his girlfriend, 3, 5 maximum. They pass like that. Wait again, let's go to Superman. Superman landed in his auntie's field, his fake parents' field. The parents, husband and wife, plus Superman. 3. Later, Superman started working in this newspaper place, had his girlfriend. 4. Who else again? Did they have any other person that knew the secret? No other person. You guys, can you see the pattern? And these are classics. These are classics. They did something recently for what do they call it? This Little Mermaid that came up, right? I think the father, the man had like how many kids, how many daughters? Were they not 5? I think 5 daughters or something. What else again? Aquaman, you can see Aquaman, the mom, the brother, the fake brother, the girl that came to his wife, the lady that later ended up to be his wife. You guys, can you see the pattern? The reason I'm saying this is I want you to take note. Okay, so let's even bring it home to Empire. So you guys, Empire, right? Empire, please, can you see what they did with Empire? Lucius, Cookie, Jamal, Andre, and their son. The last one, what's his name? Hakim, 5. Can you say I counted them on my fingers? Can you see that? So I want you to always think about it, the rule of 3 to 5. These are the people that your characters, like your audience, will care about. Your audience will begin to choose sides. Oh, I love what Lucius did. Oh, I love what Cookie did. Oh, I love what Hakim did. Oh, I love that. So any day you see, then when they introduce Hanika is a side chick, the Lucius' side chick that became a threat to them later, right? You can see what they did. When they introduce Hanika on screen, they remove Cookie. When they introduce Cookie on screen, they remove Hanika. Did you guys notice that? Right? So you guys need to understand the power of 3 to 5 characters. These are the people you must build your story around. Don't try to introduce unnecessary characters. Turn someone who is supposed to be a minor character into a major character. It helps to sustain your story. The continuity and the continuous showing or showing up of your character builds familiarity, and familiarity is good for your film. Familiarity is good for your film. It helps your audience to instantly connect to your character and build. Look at that now. Someone with a desire. So we're going to talk about their desires. What will actually make your characters and your story, interesting and make them stay. That's why we're here today. The 5 things that move your character. Basically, this particular slide is covering up for every other thing. This is the engine we're going into. Right? We're already talking about the engine today that builds your viral story. The number 1 thing is your character. Your characters, 3 to 5 major characters, and I've broken it down for you how to come up with those 3 to 5 major characters. Okay, now there must be a problem that your characters want to solve. Now I know that it is good, like in Nigeria, in Africa, we always say actor boss, right? There must be an actor and a boss. What if your characters, all of them are right? What happens? Somebody should tell me. What if all your characters are right? There is no actor, there is no boss, there's no good, there is no evil. Because that is the problem that we all see whenever we come to that point, right? That, when we are creating a film, we want to create actor and boss. This person must be good, this person must be evil. What if all your characters are right? So let me give you a popular story, a classic as well. Titanic. I'm not sure anybody has not watched Titanic. Let's talk about Titanic. Has anybody watched Titanic here? This is a film class. I want you guys to be active. We have 18 people on the chat, on the call. Be active. Okay, somebody says if we that the story will be dull. That means if all of them are right, that it will be boring. It will? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Are you sure? I love it. I love this. Let us have a conversation. It's beautiful. Keep it coming. It will be boring. Beautiful. Okay, so everyone feels like this will be boring. Let me bust your bubble. It will not. Okay, someone says conflict keeps the story going. Yeah, I never said there is no conflict. I said, what if all of them are right? Don't you think that is conflict on its own? That everybody is right? Have you not seen that as a conflict? Nobody has thought about that everybody is right is a conflict. No, you didn't see that. You didn't see that, right? All characters can be right. There won't be an antagonist nor a protagonist. I love it. I love this class. Okay, so let's keep that thought, Ria, and let's talk about this now. That is why this was brought up. That's why I brought this up. Okay. Every character in your story must have what we call a desire. A desire. Write it down. Every character. Remember, we talked about 3 to 5 major characters, yeah? We're going to go through Titanic. We're going to go through the previous example of the undercover billionaire who lost his memory. And then, we'll still use those examples, but let's think about it together. Okay, let's work around it. Now, imagine every character has a desire. It is a must that all your characters must have a desire. Now, what do I mean? What does your character want? What does your character want? That is the problem that will be solved. They want that problem to be solved. They want that problem to be solved. Every character in your story that you have introduced, your major characters, they are all right in their own right. Even Batman and Joker. Do you know why it is a classic? Because everybody was right. Joker believes in free speech like Elon Musk. Joker believes in freedom. Everybody should be free, even if it means killing anybody. As long as you feel like that is correct, then it's correct. Joker was right in his brain. Do you know that is a problem? That became the problem. Meanwhile, Batman believes in order, which is what the government wants. Today, are we not seeing it? Terrorists and the already organized police force, CIA, whatever force, and the rest. Basically, that was it. Whatever you saw in Batman and Joker, that is what your government, that is what we live in. That is our society today. That is our society today. They played it on TV and showed you Batman and Joker. Remember at the end of Batman, they said there must always be a hero. That Gotham needs a hero. Look at every time in our lives, in our society, there has always been a figure that we celebrated. Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, whatever, call them. You know their names. We always need a hero. That was the symbol that Batman signified. Just in case you are watching film without understanding the meanings, everybody is right in their own way. The moment you make it your duty to say, this one are actor, this one are boss, you're trying to do Aki and Popo. You're trying to do Aki and Popo. You're playing. You're not serious. You're not a filmmaker. Well, you can see I'm very serious now, right? You can see I'm very serious because we have entered the serious business of filmmaking. We're not here to play. We're here to think. Okay? Everybody is right in their own right. Everybody has a desire. Every character in your story has a what? A desire. And their desire is valid. Now, like I said, remember when we talked about the beginning, the middle, the only part I gave you as a right, as the storyteller to do, that you control is what? The end. That is the only one that I gave you the right to control. Okay, so I won't say I gave you the right, but yeah, that's the rule, right? That is the only one that you have the right to control. Can you see that? The beginning, the middle, there is a rule for it. But the end, it is left to you to now decide, do I want to end it in my own way? And trust me, once you decide that this is how you want to end your story, what happens? You have chosen a side. You have created a propaganda. Every film is a propaganda. You chose to preach a message and show us, you know how Nollywood film from way back, they go do blood money, they go do everything finish, but later they go come end down with like two scenes where the person now confess and they now die. They will not end it with, "To God be the glory." Do we all remember? Do we all remember? This is I don't know if the Gen Zs remember this one. Do you guys understand what we're saying here? Do you understand it? It goes beyond just creating film. Oh, I know how to create beautiful visual. I know how to, I don't sabi how to create film. And it goes beyond that. You need to be able to think. Okay? You need to be able to think. The end is your own propaganda. The end is your own propaganda to say, now this message I want pass with my film. Now this message I want pass with my film. Or you can be like Tyler Perry and say, no, I don't want to pass a message. I want to leave the audience to fight and decide who is right and who is wrong. Your choice. How do you end it? It is your choice. Now let's run through the five parts of how and why I said all your characters must be right. Every character in your story must have what? A desire. I want to do this. As they open their curtain or the film opens, somebody woke up to say, this is my desire. This is what I choose to achieve. This is where I'm going. This is my vision. This is my goal. This is what I want to do. Everybody in your film woke up with that plan. Now, you must answer this question. How bad does your character want it? How bad does your character want it? How much does your character want that thing that they want? Your character wants money. Then guess what? You have seen something that you will twist around to test your character. That is why, for example, when you watch blood money films, right? What happens? The character is poor. His mother fell down. His brother this. Problem around him. He needs what? Money. He woke up to do money. Guess what? He will go and work on sites. All these sites where they carry concrete, he will go and work there. It is not that he is not hard working, but nobody has shown him the way. He will go and work on concrete and be carrying it. And, he'll be like, what is this, God? What is this, God? And then one day, the site that he's working on, guess what? His friend will come. One of his friends will just drive by and say, Mike, is that you? And then they'll say, yes, from secondary school. Guess what? They now recognize each other. The friend looks at him and says, why are you doing this now? You are a big boy now. You used to be brilliant, more than all of us, and all of that. And the friend will offer him what? An opportunity to make quick money. The friend is providing him what? A solution to his what? His desire. Now, that is where we now test it. How much, how bad, how much does your character want that money? That is where he is lured into what? Blood money. He has to sacrifice something. He has to do something. He has to that. How much does your character want what they want? Remember, we started with what? Desire. Now, we are doing what? Testing their desire. How much do they want what they want? The next question you must answer. I am telling you, I hope you're taking notes. I hope someone is here and someone is getting value. If you're getting value, type in the chat. If you're following, type in the chat. If you're lost, say I'm lost. If you're lost, tell me I'm lost. Now, you are what? You've created what? The desire. You have what? You have decided that this is how much your character wants what they want. Then the next thing that you want to do is what? You want to show us what? Who can stand in their way? Who can stand in their way? Who can tell them never? You will never achieve this thing that you have set up for. Who is that one person that you can do? Or what is that thing that can stop them? You must be able to now calculate it. Your character started with what? What is their desire? How much do they want that thing that they want? And what is that thing or that person that can stop them to achieve their heart's desire? Are we following? These are the three questions. I hope you guys understand it now. Desire, how much you will test it, how much that desire is worth, right? What is at stake? The word is called stake. Something must matter. If nothing is at risk, nothing is interesting. You must show the stakes. Give us, if you want money, you must give us your firstborn. If you want money, you must sacrifice your mother. If you want money, you must give us your pregnant wife. If you want money, you will never have a child of your own. If you want money, you will never consummate your marriage, or you will never sleep with a woman. If you want money, you cannot help your family. Stakes. You guys, can you see that? Stakes. Stakes. That is what keeps your audience intrigued. You must set it up. It is part of the problem. Desire, the stakes, what is at stake? How much do they want it? Who can stop them? Now, the who can stop them, but Abi, for example, that same mama, we don't carry him for her belly. Oh, I suffered for you. Oh, she has gone through everything and he knows. And they say, you must give us your mother. Will he choose to give his mother or not? That his wife that has suffered for him. She has been the one carrying the family. But now, because he can see big money, is he going to give up his wife? They have waited 12 years to have a child. Finally, God answers them. But now, God is answering them another way again. That says, that child in your wife's stomach, you must give it up. And you will never hear the cry of children in your home again. Stakes. Can you guys see that? Who can stop them? What can stop that person from achieving their goal? Then the next part is, if they achieve their goal, or if they do not achieve their goal, what is the consequence? Not just for them, because it's easy. Nollywood usually ends with only him died, oh, he's the one that's sacrificed everybody and now only him die. What if not just him? What is now going to happen? What is the consequence if he achieves his goals or if he doesn't achieve his goals? And this is a he or she thing, right? Depending on who your character or your story is focused around, right? Who or what is that consequence? So remember, it is 4 questions. We have touched on those 4 questions. That is what will drive your story. We have talked about the characters, right? We have talked about the characters. These characters they must be interesting. You now know 3 to 5 characters. Now, for every character, before you even pick up your pen or before you go into AI to write, it is your duty to plot their desire, the obstacle or the stakes rather, before the obstacle, then the consequence. Desire, the stakes, the obstacle, and then the consequence. You must plot it, attach it, each of these 4 questions, attach it to each character. If you build 3 characters, the 3 characters must have it. If you build 5 characters, the 5 characters must have it. Now, I told you we are going to test this theory out with the films that we have watched, Abi. Good. Let us go and test it. Titanic, let us start. Jack and Rose. Our female and male lead. Can we see that? Jack and Rose. What did Jack want? Jack wanted a new life. He will gamble for it. That is what is at stake. That is how much he wants it. He will gamble to get it. He will gamble to get a new life. He will gamble to go from one poverty to another because he believes that, just like everybody in the village believed that Lagos will change their lives, Jack believes that when he gets to America, it will change his destiny, right? So he had to jump on a train. What did Rose want? Rose wanted freedom. Her family was in debt. Her family was about to be, nobody knows about it. They were in high class, but the mother already arranged what? A marriage to cover their family. To say, oh, go and marry this man. If you marry him, you will save our family. That now became what? She wanted freedom. But the stakes of it is, if she goes her own way and say, no, I will not marry him, her family will be shamed. That was at stake. Do you see that? If Jack did not gamble, he will what? He will remain as a poor guy, as a guy that nobody knows. And obviously, you guys could see his initial life. His initial life was nothing to write home about. Abi? We can see that. Please, you guys should chat with me now. Let me know that I'm talking to people here. Let me know that I'm chatting with filmmakers. I hope I'm not just telling a story that nobody knows. I hope we have all seen Titanic. Before I will start talking about Titanic, and I'm talking to Gen Z. Gen Z don't know Titanic. Oh. Gen Z, tell me your films. Which film should we talk about? Have we watched Acrimony? Should we analyze Acrimony? Should we analyze Acrimony? Which film have you guys watched? Tell me, so that I can know which one I will talk about. It's like you people have not watched Titanic. It looks like I'm talking old school film. Let's talk about new school. Which new school film can we talk about? Oladuni's production. Shout out. Hope you guys have seen Oladuni's production in the chat. I hope you have done the needful. I hope you all have done the needful. I hope you guys have done the needful. You know what to do now. Do you need me to say it on this chat? Go and do the needful. Which film should I talk about? It's like you people don't know Titanic. Oh, let me leave Titanic. Oh yeah, now tell me, maybe Nigerian film, Abi. I don't used to watch Nigerian films like that too. Oh, but let us see. I think I've watched. Okay, so let us talk about Omoni Oboli's. You guys have watched. What do they call it now? This one that. What is it? This. Odogu, please. Odogu, please. Have you guys not watched it? Let's talk about Odogu, please. Let's talk about Odogu, please. Abi, everybody has watched it now. You all watched it now, Abi, or you have not watched that one too? I'm seeing a lot of films here, but I've not seen them. Okay, so I see Acrimony. Some people have watched Acrimony, but not everyone. I don't think you guys have all watched Acrimony. Have you guys watched Odogu, please, so that we will love in every word? Is that it? I knew that I was talking to the right audience. Okay, good. At least we have all seen that one, Abi. Let's touch on it. I know they did not do too much, with very technical yes, Bamba Manuzo, yes. We have watched it, yeah? Good. Okay, so let's talk about it. So using our four so tell me about the three main characters in that film, so that let's test our theories out, so that you can see that the people that know film understand film. That is why their films are good. Let us talk about it. 3 to 5 major characters. Name them. Who is the female lead? Who is the male lead? Who is the sidekick? You guys tell me. Let me see the film people here. People that understand film, that understand what we are saying. Have you watched it? Do you understand it? Do you understand the techniques that we have talked about? How many characters were there? We had what? 2 major characters. Abri? Bam Bam is... Did somebody just say Bam Bam is the male lead? Rose International. How can you say Bam Bam is male lead? Is she a male? Yes, Genesis Productions is saying Bam Bam is the female lead. That's correct. Bam Bam FL. Good. So we get that. Uzo ML. That's correct. Okay, so her lawyer friend is the sidekick. Yeah, she had 2 friends. Good. Somebody has seen it. Good. Okay. You can see now that we had you can see that she had 2 friends, which made it 3 people. And Uzo, that's the Odogu, yeah? 1, that's 4 characters majorly. Can you guys see that? So we have 5 major characters. Remember that we also had her mom is not a major character. You can even say her boss. Her boss had lots of screen time. Even though they did not play that character up so much, but the boss had a lot of screen time. That's her boss in the office. She was the one that made Odogu to pay for a place for her. Do you remember? So we can give that to the boss. Okay, so we had 5 major characters, yeah? Beautiful. Okay, someone is saying the elders in the family are sidekick. No, they were not. No, they didn't even come close. No, we only have 5 major characters. So female lead, male lead, and sidekicks. The other 3 are sidekicks, right? Female, male, and sidekicks. So the remaining, any other one that is not in the top 5 are minor characters. They are not relevant. They are characters that just feed the screen, right? They just feed the screen, like make the story, because if you go to a supermarket, there's no way nobody will be in the supermarket. So you must have people there to make it real, right? All right, so now we get that. You can see it. It's even playing out. You can see that, right? Good. So now we understand it. In any film that you watch, always look at that. Who is the male lead? Who is the female lead? Who are the sidekicks, right? Now that we understand that, let's go to stakes. Our desire, stakes, obstacle, and of course consequence, right? What did for male lead, what did he want? Let's see. We're talking about love in every word, right? Love in every word. Now let's talk about the male lead. What did he want? What did our male lead want? That's the Odogu character. What did he want? What did Odogu want? You guys, let's be fast. Let's be sharp. This is workshop, right? Let's think on our feet. We're talking about desire now. What was his desire? What was Odogu's desire? So as we are answering that one, let's be answering. What was the female lead's desire? What was Achalugo's desire? What was her desire as well? What was her desire? ML wants to get married. It was not necessarily about the woman he will marry, but he wanted to get married. He was ready to get married. He was a billionaire with money, and he was ready to get married. He just happened to see his wife in Achalugo. Abi? So marriage, that was his desire. Now, let's go to Achalugo. What did Achalugo want? What was her desire? What was her desire? He wanted an ambitious woman. I love it. The reformers artists, you say, I've not seen it. You've not seen it. You need to see it. You see, this is why we need to watch films so that we can talk about it. We are analyzing now based on our theories, right? So that when you are creating your own films, you can see why their films top the chart. You can see the secrets behind why they make the films that they make, so that next time when you're making a film, your audience can stay the way their audience stays. Go and watch films on that channel. These are the assignments. You are doing 6 months with us. In the next 6 months, you must be able to look at a film and analyze a film, not just to create film. Oh, I get this story. It be like say this story goes sweet. Oh, no, you are not that type of person. We're not talking to street people. Right? We're talking to filmmakers. This is the mindset of filmmakers. You watch a film and you're able to analyze those films. Okay? So we have talked about the theory. Now we're talking about the practical. How did it apply? We have cited that in that film alone, we only had about 3 to 5 major characters, which checks our box, right? Check, Abi. Now, desire. Odogu wanted to get married. Achalugo wanted to get married. But guess what? Look at the stakes. The stakes were high. Achalugo's mother wanted her to get married to a rich man from their place. Odogu wanted to get married to a woman, right? Like I'm saying, it wasn't completely perfect in their depiction, but yeah, we can use it just because everybody feels like they know it, right? So we have a stake. We have stakes in there. The stakes are, if Achalugo marries Odogu, she feels like it will not be a class. Not class in terms of money. She's posh. She's like all those spree. She's a bit speak, when she has that language and so on. And of course, meanwhile, Odogu wants to get married as well, and he feels like Achalugo is not getting him. Achalugo does not understand him, right? So we see that. Then obstacle, they didn't really have much obstacles in that film. It was, slapstick basically. Yeah, they just wanted to make you guys laugh and be in love. There wasn't really conflict there, but they showed us that the conflict was basically between the two of them. The fact that Achalugo funny enough, Achalugo did not have any friend that would want to steal Odogu from her, which is weird, but you guys enjoyed that film, sure. So, basically we had, that's, I feel like the obstacles were not clear in their film, but yeah, there should be someone that could have stood up to say, no, you will not marry this person. You cannot marry. I think they even tried to play it up one time when, Odogu had a dream, where he took her home to go and marry. And then the elder said, you can't marry her because probably she's something. They tried to play one scene like that around it. Yeah. Something like that. Her father also had accent like Odogu and her. so she's scared of falling. Yeah, something like that. They had that kind of scene. They just wanted to play that in because there had to be an obstacle, right? And then, of course, we can see that the consequence of it, if they married each other, they will be happy and so on. But if they did not marry each other, two of them will be, frustrated because, yeah, that was what happened. They kind of broke up. They showed us, that they broke up. Achalugo had not, made up her mind. It was the friends that helped to bring them back together, basically. So you can see that this actually applies and it shows, right? So you need to use those principles. All right, so now you understand the characters, you understand the pilot, the engine, because that's basically what we're talking about here, the hook, the chaos, conflict, and of course the twist, right? So we're going to go there next, but now you already understand the 5 things that make your audience stay. The characters are important, you know them, right? The problems that they will solve, the stakes, authenticity. Audience can feel when something is performed versus when it is real. For example, if you're creating a local film, let us feel that it's local, right? Don't go and start creating an epic film and then you are putting Lamborghini in it. Nah, it's not real. Okay, so surprise, always come with a surprise, not a cheap trick, but a moment that reframes what the audience thought they knew. And then, of course, I've given you the 4 pillars to keeping your audience engaged. All right, so now let's talk about the engines that keep it, especially for those who will be content creators. Probably you want to start a series or you want to create, content that you'll be giving back to back, not just one-off films, right? Not just standalone films. You must have a hook. Start off with the bass. We have talked about this. The beginning must solve a problem, or not solve a problem, must show us a problem, right? In the beginning, we must see the problem. So bass, you slap me. Why did you slap my wife? Are you normal? 2 of them. Maybe it's even in a wedding. You say, this woman is your wife. Hey, this woman that just did it. Start off with a hook. Banger stuff, right? That will make the audience be like, what is going on? And they will stay. As they are staying, guess what? Every platform rewards you for what? Authenticity, retention rate. There is something they call the retention rate. So it means that when people stay, how long people stay, like, okay, before they swipe away, the algorithm and of every platform that you know out there, they reward you for that. So your duty is to be able to come up with a hook, the opening that makes living impossible. You must make sure that you keep the audience what? Engaged. As soon as you open, let us see that somebody hit somebody did something, somebody just got caught cheating, make sure your story starts with an uncomfortable or something that will basically surprise the audience. Start off with that. Don't start with, so there was once a day. Guys, we don't pass that time. Yeah, I know some of us like to do, classics like that. Even when you're doing classics, come up with something that will make the audience stay. There is a part of your story. Go and pick one part. If you not sabi how to start, look for the middle where you don't create that middle where no sweet. I say that middle that is really messy. Pick that middle and bring it to the front. Then you will do flashback and take us back to the beginning. Do you understand? Start with the middle. Go and carry that middle. Put it in front. Then take us back to the beginning. Do you understand? We don't pass all those once upon a time. No. We don't do that again. Do you understand? Start with the bam, bam, bam. Instantly. That is what hook is. Then when you have done your hook, now chaos. Chaos is, from here, there is no going down. No, it is upward ever, backward never. We are not going down again. We must go up. You hit my car, now you are owing me. For example, a lot of Korean films do this. So, for example, now, the lady is trying to avoid her this thing. They always start with all those type of things. She go run, enter billionaire room. She say she's avoiding her sister. She will enter the billionaire room. They do one night stand. Then the next thing, billionaire will tell her, I don't used to touch women. You are the first woman that I'm touching, that the thing did not affect me. So you are going to be my contract wife. Marry me for 3 years. If my grandfather give me the property, we divorce. Straightforward. Do you see that? The hook was what? She was running. Everybody will be wondering, what is she running from? Why is she running? She ran. She entered into the billionaire's listen. Some people that are chasing her will come. Boom, 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 boom. They are knocking the door. Meanwhile, she and billionaire done drunk somehow. Then they ended up together. Then we think that, okay, it has ended there. Oh, no. chaos. Billionaire wake up in the morning and say, now that I've touched you, you're now my wife, nobody else can touch you. She say, what? I'm still a college student, I cannot do this. Billionaire will say, never. I've marked you, you're gonna be my wife, you ain't going nowhere. Instantly she has become billionaire's wife. It could be a mafia billionaire, it could be any kind of billionaire, depending on you, what kind of story are you telling. But there must be what? The thing must go up. You must not stop your hook. Oh, because you created hook here, you now come back here and start trying to explain to us. Don't explain. We don't want shalaye. Don't explain to us. Don't give us any, don't give us that. We don't want it. Take it up. Take it up. You are going to press the propeller. I'll be waiting at the column. You're going to press it and move it up. Okay? Move it up. Take it up. Then, of course, as you are moving it up, imagine now, the billionaire's ex will now come back and say, what? From where to where? I've been dating this guy for 12 years. He never married me. In fact, whenever I call him, he will busy my call. Where did this girl come from? Then she will now go and investigate the girl and now discover that this girl now papa. Then she will want to disgrace the girl in public. And do you see the conflict now? Can you see the problem? From there, we start with chaos. We now enter what? The ex-girlfriend coming, and she forget that if she disgrace the girl, she go disgrace billionaire too. So by the time they do that one, the thing will become a media problem. The billionaire stocks will drop in his company. Investors will start asking questions. Conflict, problem. Remember, our duty is not to what? Make their lives easy. You are not here to make their lives easy. Your duty is to make their lives more difficult. That is conflict. Then it is your choice. So at the end of 3 years, do they agree to fall in love? Korean films, they will always fall in love, right? Or maybe they will now decide to part themselves and go somewhere else, They will now say no. The 3 years has come to an end. One person that is actually in love with that one person cannot open up their mouth and say, I love you, So they will now end up separating. Maybe you will now see 12 years later, she has come back. The poor girl is now,